I was talking to my brother today, and, we've known each other a long time. He's 10 years older than I am, but we're close. So we talk a lot, and, I was close to him growing up, even though 10 years older, he was gone by the time he went to boarding school when I was 6, I guess. So I've heard a lot of the stories, and it doesn't matter if I start to fill in the story for him. It's like he's not telling it for my sake. Something, because it's not just repeating a story that's kind of funny or whatever. There are these seminal stories, I think, for all of us, these seed stories, and they usually have, a real impact of some sort, a trauma, or just something so unresolved that it keeps kicking back to the surface. And whoever it is, myself included, with my seed stories, which I probably don't recognize, there's no relief, because the person telling the story, it has this pretense of telling it to the guy sitting across the room. So they're kind of externalizing the story repetitively, and they're not really picking it apart. And it's dangerous, because I think we tell ourselves stories that are patently false. But there's something about these they're memories. A friend of mine who was raised by his grandmother, when he was explaining to me the family history, he calls his grandmother Mum, and his mother Mom. And he never sees his mother really ever, but she went on to have a whole second family. Anyway, she had him when he was very young, and he said, "She handed me over to my grandmother when I was the size of a loaf of bread." That's true. I have things in front of the closet. There she goes. And that was such an image, a baby the size of a loaf of bread just being. So sometimes we can tell the other person's really important kind of seed story about how it's like a creation myth for the individual. They're telling you a lot about who they are or who they were. And the other thing I found was another Pema Chodron, Buddhist amazing woman. She says, the real truth is that things don't really get solved. They come together for a time and they fall apart again. It's just like that. Personal discovery and growth come from letting there be room for all this to appear. Room for grief, for relief, for misery, for joy. And that sort of fits that idea of the things don't really get solved. So with these seminal stories, it's not like it's a quick fix, but there's some, I just don't know. Let's see what that means. This is Lightseer's Tarot, I believe. One more. Spirit says one more. Are you with us? Okay, thank you. All honor and love, Spirit. Who I think one sign of because we tend to think of spirit as sort of, spirit doesn't take itself too seriously. It's not ponderous. There's an element of playfulness. Eight of Pentacles. Pentacles speak to life, to lives, to work, to study, to creativity. You know, the things in the background here, there's food and there are books and there are paintbrush and there's a plant. You know, it's all about growth and investment of time. And this can be a card of mastery, of the art, or, you know, the art of life, Pentacles. Food is edible art. Women's art tends to be more transitory, or traditionally women's art. The food, the clothing, the children. And sometimes just, you know, the gardening or whatever it is, that's not really art. Because it's transitory. It somehow has a lot to do with just life itself and less with the abstraction. We have Eight of Pentacles followed by Eight of Swords, followed by Ace of Swords. I think this is a very grounded energy about what's real and what you can accomplish over time. And this is an Eight of Swords. Sword energy, you know, in its best expression is a lovely, clear, smart, inquisitive, truth-telling energy. Here, though, it's like the false reflection. You know, it might be negative self-talk, allowing other people's ideas to determine how you see yourself. You know, literally how you see yourself. Traditional Rider-Waite, there's a woman surrounded by swords, and there's a space perhaps for her to wiggle through, and she's tied with ropes that she could wiggle out of, she, he, they. This is somebody who's held back, or thinks they are. Very different from this grounded earth energy. Somebody may have actually created some kind of mastery over this kind of up in the heads, I'm stuck energy through, you know, an actual, what society would recognize as art, but also through just being grounded in their daily lives. It's kind of like, I just want to call it edible art, because this Eight of Swords is up in the head. There's nothing about it that is grounding or real. Eight of Swords, followed by Ace of Swords. That's like the key that unlocks the cage, and we very often get those two together. You know, some fresh idea, some new idea about who I am. Aces can speak to the personal. And it comes in from the outside. And there's one crow, I don't know if you can see it, but there's one crow. We're here, there are all these crows, you know, trying to free this person from the confines of their mind. And I see them as, you know, asking for help, sending a message to probably, you know, the highest thing they can conceive of as a power outside themselves that's not like this kind of power. It's some kind of clarity. It's the ability to see things as they are. And in it comes not this sort of false reflection. It's suddenly, I know who I am, and it's a gift. In traditional Rider-Waite, it's the sword being offered like this, the hand of God kind of in the sword. Under Eight of Pentacles, King of Pentacles, the embodiment of this energy. You may be an artist. You may be dealing with an artist. Somebody who's invested their time and energy wisely in things that are not practical, but tangible, food for thought, food for edible art. I keep getting under Eight of Swords, Four of Cups. Well, this is disappointment. A kind of where is the love energy under Eight of Swords. I think there's been let's get the next one. Justice, love it. Balance, truth, clarity. And again, this double image. The self and the self, the self and the self. This is the major arcana card. And so the strongest card in the whole reading. All the rest are minor arcana. Moreover, which means sort of daily life. And this is the one who embodies that grounded, authentic energy in their lives. What you see is what you get. And this card of balance, fairness, equanimity, knowing what's fair. It's a card of relationship between the two sides of the scale. So it implies a relationship. And somebody, I think, feels like they've missed out. And it could be even this earth sign saying, I've got it all. This person is generally known for being grounded, being authentic, possibly even just resourceful in the sense of can be wealthy. It can be wealthy in anything that is valuable in their lives. And somebody feels like they may have missed. This person would be, it's odd to see them being emotionally in such a funk. But they're regaining their equilibrium over time just by being themselves. Maybe somehow they got pulled off center by some relationship that they thought would be an Ace of Cups. And here it is being offered. It's that hand of God kind of thing. I'm lost. On King of Pentacles, Two of Pentacles, there was a choice involved. A decision. And this is, maybe still on the fence, not having chosen yet. It's almost like the clock is ticking, though, because Pentacles speak to time. This could be 2 years. Because King of Pentacles has a degree of comfort and being in place, in their comfort zone. So they might be contemplating something that is outside their comfort zone and something they long for, and, you know, something they still feel. They're holding space for this feeling somehow. On justice. Wow. Two of Swords. Crossroads energy. Decision time. So we have decision in Two of Pentacles, decision in Two of Swords, and the fair and just decision. Having weighed everything up. The two sides of the scale. Having weighed everything up. The Two of Pentacles. 2 and 2 is 4. 4 in Major Arcana is Emperor. I think somebody knows that it's time to decide. And we have that same crows trying to disentangle in both these sword energy cards. Somebody is so up in their head, but there's going to be a kind of lightning bolt revelation about who they are that maybe corrects the way they aren't. You know, they'll kind of shake off some idea of who they thought they were, which still kind of had them a little bit in its, I was going to say talons, but it's actually the talons that are freeing them. What does that mean, the talents that are freeing them? Maybe through their artwork. 8 and 8. 8 of Swords, 8 of Pentacles is 16. 16 in Major Arcana is Moon. Divine feminine energy of something as yet not fully conscious. So we're going to clarify, I can't remember what, let's clarify the 8 of Pentacles and 5 of Wands. This reminded me, I once saw a cartoon of a bunch of guys, and they're, you know, they have the tent poles and the flappy tent, they're trying to put it up, and the caption is, when you forget to put up the tent before you drop acid. It's just like when things are totally discombobulated because of something these people have done. It can be a group effort that's everybody's going in a different direction. They're trying to put up the tent, but their minds are just, they can't think straight for some reason. They know what they want to do, and it's a kind of a structure, but it's a real struggle. I think they made artwork or something of great value out of their struggles. It's like the works of art that people are drawn to and identify, and you know, if you identify with the work of art, if you say, yes, that speaks to something that I've been through in my life, then it becomes useful, almost utilitarian, because it's like grist for the mill. You know, it's the thing you can transform. Spinning straw into gold, grist for the mill. You know, the raw material, the raw material you can use to make meaning, make art, make sense of everyday life. And there's a struggle to bring that unconscious element of Moon into art, but that's exactly what it does. It takes the raw material of the unconscious and kind of makes it accessible in 3D, both for yourself and for, I think you're an artist, or, you know, your life is your art. On Ace of Swords, 4 of Swords. So whatever new idea about yourself is coming in, this kind of clean slate, a beginner's mind, as if you're seeing everything with fresh eyes, particularly yourself, is healing you, is putting you back in the nest. You know, there's sort of more gestation to go. Healing the self-talk, healing the self-image, and using it as like that the seminal story, the guy thinking I'm the size of a loaf of bread. There's a struggle, Five of Wands, to kind of turn that life experience into something creative and useful. Artwork that helps sustain us, Pentacles, energy, sustenance, daily bread. It's our daily bread. And it heals some way. Perhaps a sword sign, an air sign, has thought about themselves. It might liberate them from this feeling that I've missed out. That I made some choice at a crossroads. I chose something and maybe it was the wrong choice. But I think it will play out to show that it was a recalibration of some relationship. It may have appeared to be wrong, sword energy. But on balance, it gets us there. On Four of Cups, Two of Wands, gets us there. This is somebody in the planning stage. You know, they're imagining, they're projecting, they're deciding Two of Wands, Two of Pentacles, Two of Swords. Lots of decisions here. You put them all together, that equals 6 in Major Arcana's Lovers, which is a card of choice. It's a connection, it's love, it's balance, it's yin-yang, but it's also a card of choice. And here you have somebody in the planning stages. They haven't quite passed through the portal, but they're deciding which way do I go? And they've already got the map. It may still be kind of in their imagination. I think they're planning a way to exit this Eight of Swords mental cage by doing something, by moving, by going somewhere. So that's the intention. And I think, you know, the intention is to wrestle with the obstacles. This is a card that indicates the need for change. This is something that changes over lifetimes or over phases of life, Pentacles energy. And a card of working it out as well, Five of Wands. A way forward, an opening, a portal out of this mental non-movement. That's getting healed. You know, Eight of Swords being really hemmed in by your own brain. And maybe by this feeling of regret. On Four of Cups, the World card. That's a brand new chapter. That's the big portal. Big change. Card of Capricorn. You know, all these two cards. This is the portal energy. I think the key thing is figuring out how to bring it into 3D and act on it after weighing it up, right? After perhaps overthinking it. In comes the balance, great sword energy of justice, and this implicit Lover's card. Ace of Swords, Four of Swords, great clarity and healing. Whoever went through this struggle, worth it? Absolutely. It opened the door. It was the key to the cage. And the cage may have been regret. I made the wrong decisions about who to love or how to love or if I was lovable. This person had a bad self-image. Eight of Swords, the mirror with a, So they're moving forward from that. And I think we're talking about one person, but it's how they're working through, Five of Wands, what to do about some relationship. Is that right? Queen of Pentacles. A match for the king. Queen of Pentacles knows their own worth, is stable and grounded. They can, it may be an artist, they can stay grounded through great change. And what might give that earth energy to withstand this shake-up, Five of Wands, is their artwork. And their artwork may be their life, their own life. And things like taking care of other people, not at the cost of themselves, but having the kind of abundance to be able to care for a group, and maybe a fairly riled up group, or in some way contentious. Ace of Pentacles. A new opportunity for the real McCoy. Queen of Pentacles, Ace of Pentacles, King of Pentacles, Two of Pentacles. See, there's some kind of rhythm being established here. Wow. Judgment. An opportunity for new life. In both these cards, that's a potential meaning. New life. New chances, second chances. And in this case, it's like the opportunity to grow spiritually and in 3D. They become melded somehow. New life, new life. Ace of Pentacles. And in that same earth energy, the World card. I mean, I feel excited. I'm not sure I'm explaining it very well, but there's a great opportunity for growth and healing. Mind and body and spirit. You heal your mind, you heal your body. There's this sort of holistic, it's kind of all the boats rise. When sea level rises, all the boats rise. It's kind of too like a Mahayana. I mean, just my limited understanding is that's the big ferry boat. That's everybody's on board. I think through your artwork, you're doing something that is incredibly valuable and relatable, just maybe in the way you live your life. It certainly starts there with that Ace of Pentacles. Oh, damn it, low battery. Time to stop. It's been a full half hour. There we go. So, signing off. Yeah, I would ask you to subscribe if you haven't already. That hasn't ticked over in a long time. And, it's free. There's a button down below. You just hit the button and get on board. And all that does is let the algorithm of YouTube know that you think this is valuable. And then other people can see it. And maybe they'll subscribe, and it'll grow, and something happens. The collective, the messages, it seems to me, get stronger the more people are on board. big ferry boat. I'll see you next time.